Hey PumpTalk Nation, welcome back to the fastest news on the planet. The world never stops spinning, and neither do we. Get ready for a rapid-fire download of the stories that are shaping our reality, from the coastlines to the county lines, and everywhere in between. We've got critical updates that you absolutely need to know, so buckle up and stay tuned. First up, we're diving into the atmospheric conditions and aquatic activity along the iconic Jersey Shore. Then, we're shifting gears to a significant local initiative aimed at addressing new state regulations that could reshape communities. Following that, a major grocery chain is under the microscope for serious issues with product handling that have consumers talking. And finally, we're checking in on the vital efforts to repair and prepare our beloved beaches for a crucial holiday weekend. Don't touch that dial, because this is Pump Talk News, and you're getting it all right now. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Jersey Shore forecast, navigating the tides. Get ready for an in-depth look at the weather and wave conditions along the Jersey Shore, as the National Weather Service issues a moderate risk of rip currents. This warning highlights the potential for life-threatening situations in the surf zone, making it crucial for beachgoers to stay informed and exercise caution. As of Tuesday morning, the forecast indicates northwest winds at 10 to 15 knots, expected to decrease to around 5 knots by early afternoon before shifting to a southerly direction later in the day. Seas are predicted to range from 2 to 4 feet, with wave details showing an easterly swell of 3 feet at 8-second intervals. The evening will bring a shift in winds to the southwest at 5 to 10 knots, turning northerly at 10 to 15 knots after midnight, with seas settling between 2 to 3 feet and a southerly swell of 3 feet at 7 seconds. Looking ahead to Wednesday, expect northerly winds of 5 to 10 knots, becoming westerly in the afternoon, with seas remaining at 2 to 3 feet. Wednesday night will see northwest winds of 5 to 10 knots and seas around 2 feet, with an easterly swell of 2 feet at 9 seconds. Thursday is set to bring light westerly winds around 5 knots, transitioning to southerly winds of 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 20 knots by the afternoon and seas between 2 to 3 feet. Thursday night, southerly winds of 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 20 knots are expected, with seas around 3 feet and a chance of showers after midnight. Friday continues with southwest winds of 10 to 15 knots, seas of 2 to 3 feet, and a chance of showers, with thunderstorms possible in the afternoon. Friday night, westerly winds around 10 knots will turn northerly after midnight, with seas around 2 feet and a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening. Saturday anticipates northwest winds of 5 to 10 knots and seas around 2 feet. The data for this report is compiled from various sources, including the National Weather Service, National Ocean Service, U.S. Naval Observatory, and the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, providing a comprehensive outlook for the week ahead. Stay safe and aware of the conditions if you plan to visit the shore. This detailed forecast is vital for anyone heading to the coast. Now, let's shift our focus to a significant local development impacting residents and businesses across Ocean County. Ocean County fights proposed NJ Real regulations. Ocean County is taking a proactive stance against the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection's proposed Resilient Environments and Landscapes, NJ Real regulations, launching a dedicated website to inform and mobilize residents. County officials expressed deep concern that these new rules could impose significant economic and social burdens, particularly on communities still grappling with the aftermath of Superstorm Sandy. Deputy Director Frank Sadkai articulated these worries, stating that the regulations are poised to profoundly impact homeowners, businesses, and municipalities, potentially hindering the economic growth the county anticipates over the next quarter-century. Commissioners are particularly alarmed by the projected costs for families and businesses, estimating that compliance could run into the tens of thousands of dollars due to expanded flood zone designations, tightened permitting thresholds, and new construction and elevation mandates. They warn of a ripple effect that could devalue properties, inflate insurance premiums, and reduce insurability across entire neighborhoods. Commissioner Robert S. Aries criticized the proposed rules as an overreach, lacking equity in their implementation, and failing to adequately consult or consider the unique needs of coastal communities. He, along with other commissioners, pointed to a lack of transparency and stakeholder engagement in the rulemaking process, as well as a deficiency in cost-benefit analysis. Commissioner Virginia E. Haynes emphasized that the regulations' reach extends beyond coastal areas, affecting inland towns as well, and highlighted the need to consider the needs of both year-round residents and the substantial seasonal visitor population that swells the county's numbers in the summer. Commissioner Jennifer Bakayani echoed these concerns, predicting potential damage to the county's vital tourism-driven economy and increased costs for everyone from renters to small business owners. Residents are encouraged to visit Ocean, NJ, /FRM Stop NJ Reel, asks to review the proposed regulations and utilize an interactive mapping tool to understand how their specific properties might be affected. These regulations represent a significant shift in environmental policy, with tangible local consequences. But the news doesn't stop there. We're also uncovering a serious issue impacting consumer trust at the grocery store. Stop and Shop faces scrutiny over meat mislabeling. Ocean County officials have secured a consent agreement with Stop and Shop supermarkets following a widespread investigation that revealed systemic patterns of product mislabeling and improper handling of beef and poultry. The probe, conducted by the Ocean County Department of Consumer Affairs in conjunction with the Ocean County Health Department, was prompted by consumer complaints concerning the sale of spoiled meat and poultry at a local Toms River branch. Investigators discovered concerning practices across all 5 Ocean County Stop and Shop locations, including mislabeled product dates that created a false impression of freshness and the display of spoiled products. The core issue involved products being stamped with dates reflecting their placement on shelves rather than their actual packaging dates, often extending well beyond recommended wholesaler guidelines. This practice masked the true age of the products, leading to a significant breach of consumer trust. Adding to the concerns, the investigation found that Stop and Shop had largely transitioned away from in-store butchers, relying heavily on prepackaged goods from off-site wholesalers. In one particularly troubling instance, a wholesale box delivered in February was not opened until March, but was subsequently labeled as if it had been freshly packaged on the day of discovery. Senior management and corporate counsel for Stop and Shop cooperated with the investigation, initially characterizing the issue as a mere mislabeling issue. However, through negotiations involving Ocean County Counsel Laura Kummer, Director of Consumer Affairs Ronald Heinzman, and Stop and Shop representatives, a comprehensive consent agreement was reached. This agreement mandates immediate corrective actions to safeguard consumers across the chain. Ocean County Commissioner Robert S. Ares, the department's liaison, commended the Consumer Affairs team for their dedication, emphasizing the critical nature of the issue and their decisive response. As a result of the agreement, Stop and Shop has consented to pay $75,000 in fines and penalties. Crucially, the supermarket chain is required to implement stricter internal safeguards to ensure accurate product labeling and compliance across all of its 46 New Jersey locations. The New Jersey Attorney General's Office and the Division of Consumer Affairs were fully briefed and involved to ensure accountability on a statewide level. Director Heinzman underscored the severity of the situation, calling it a serious breach of consumer trust and confidence, and affirming that Consumer Affairs treated it as an immediate public safety, health, and welfare issue. This case highlights the critical importance of transparency and proper handling in the food supply chain. Now, let's turn our attention to a different kind of preparation, as crews race against time to get our beaches ready. Labor Day weekend prep, beach erosion repair underway. As the crucial Labor Day weekend approaches, crews along the Jersey Shore are working diligently and at an accelerated pace to repair beaches impacted by recent erosion. The ongoing efforts are vital to ensure that popular coastal destinations are in optimal condition for the influx of visitors expected for the holiday. These repairs are not just about aesthetics, they are essential for public safety, access, and the overall visitor experience. The specific nature of the erosion and the methods being employed vary depending on the location and the extent of the damage, but the common goal is to restore the beaches to a state that can accommodate large crowds and withstand anticipated wave action. Projects typically involve the replenishment of sand, the reinforcement of dunes, and the clearing of debris that may have accumulated. Local authorities and beach management teams are coordinating closely to prioritize the most affected areas and ensure that the work is completed with minimal disruption to the remaining beach access. The success of these repairs is critical for the local economies that heavily rely on tourism, especially during peak season weekends like Labor Day. Ensuring that the beaches are safe, clean, and accessible is paramount for attracting visitors and maintaining the reputation of the Jersey Shore as a premier vacation destination. The race against time means that crews are working extended hours, often in challenging conditions, to meet the deadline. The community is keenly watching these efforts, hoping for a smooth and enjoyable holiday weekend for both residents and tourists alike. The final touches and assessments will likely be completed just before the weekend officially kicks off, underscoring the urgency and importance of the work being done by these dedicated crews. These vital beach repairs ensure a welcoming environment for holidaymakers. And that wraps up our top stories for today, but before you go, that's a wrap on the latest headlines. We covered the Jersey Shore weather and rip current risks, Ocean County's fight against new state regulations, a major grocery chain's issues with spoiled meat, and the urgent beach repairs for Labor Day weekend. Don't miss out on any of our breaking news. Make sure you're subscribed and have that notification bell turned on. Like this video if you found it informative, and let us know in the comments which story you're following most closely. For more updates and behind-the-scenes content, follow us on all our social media channels. Thanks for watching PumpTalk News. Stay informed, stay engaged.